And welcome to the pit. Today we're going to do something a little different. We're going to focus on some of our younger acts, some young bands that we've seen over the course of time come through the program, and one in particular that's now a part of PIA. Let's start with them. I'd like to introduce you guys to Ornimental. To my left, I've got Julio Garcia on drums.
That's right.
And Danny Perry on lead vocals and lead guitar.
Damn.
You guys are a four-piece.
Yes, we are.
You're out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
That's right.
And you guys are the original members.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, before we get into all this stuff about the band, let's address something that's obvious right out of the gate. You guys are young. And there's a lot of people, especially in the metal industry, who live by the motto of paying your dues. There's going to be a lot of people that are going to look at you out of the gate and assume that you haven't done that. So I guess my question is, what are you guys doing? I've seen you. I've researched you. I know a lot about your band. But for the person who hasn't had that luxury or hasn't afforded that opportunity, what are you doing to prove to them that you're not just, you know, some kid from down the street who's living out of mommy's pocketbook and whatnot? Because like I said, you guys are a pretty serious band. And
Right.
what is it that what is it that you guys as individuals and as a band are doing to make sure that everybody knows your level of commitment to this and how serious you are?
Well, we are understanding being professional. And we're also understanding that we have something we need to focus on. So being focused is the key to being at a certain level. You know, and it's a beautiful thing to really be focused and love something and just go for it, to have that drive. And drive is what's going to get you there.
And I guess it kind of trips me out because you guys are how old?
I'm 18.
And you?
I'm 19.
You guys are 18 and 19 years old. And you're talking to me about professionalism and things of that nature. And it's kind of funny because we had the Pattern Interrupt on last week. And we were talking about the same thing. We were talking about the different levels of bands and how they're kind of dissected into national, regional, and local. But at the same time, it's just you're either a professional band or you're not. Mm-hmm. So you're talking about professionalism. What is it that you guys, at the age of 18 and 19, feel that you're doing that's so much more professional than other bands? Not necessarily other 18 and 19-year-olds, because I'm sure when you compare yourselves to them, I'm sure you're well above the curve. But you're in a very competitive market with some people that have been doing this. What lets you guys believe that you deserve to be on that playing field?
Well, we know how to handle situations. There's a situation for everything, both socially and, you know, just casual. And you need to understand that you can't just do whatever you want at any moment. And to me, that is professional. Understanding and even improvising in situations. Knowing your situation, to me, at least, is being professional. Both for, let's say, for music, on stage and in the studio.
Yeah? You're going with that, huh? Fuck it. That's how I... Right?
I'm with that.
Pretty much?
That's what I love what we do because we've been doing this for a while. We don't just sit, you know, at home playing video games and going on Facebook and, you know, doing nothing. We go to his house, we sit down, make music, you know, mess around with our, you know, our music, keep creating music, and do what we love. We don't do this as a hobby. This is what we love.
Absolutely. That's 100%.
So, again, you guys, because of your youth, there's going to be a lot of naysayers.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
People that you're going to have to shut up, first and foremost, by getting up there and being better than everybody else on stage. You guys feel you have that ability? You feel that you're there? You feel that that's something that you're going to... I mean, that's a lot of pressure, guys. I'm not... Of course.
Oh, yeah.
Let's not bullshit one another, because there's going to be these... Who are these guys? I'm going to take shit on my end.
Right.
Who are they? We've been doing this X number of years. These kids come along and I'll... Yeah, these kids come along and I'll tell the people at home why. Because they have the professionalism. they have and are doing the things that we as an organization are looking for.
Mm-hmm.
My question to you is that at 17, 18, 19 years old, where did that come from?
Well, we understand, and I could probably say this for the band, that I don't want to walk around like I'm better than everybody else, but I want everybody to know that I am having fun with what I'm doing. And I think that's missing in a lot of bands. Mm-hmm. I'm having fun with what I'm doing. I can definitely put that out there in our band.
But you guys are doing a lot of things that lead me to believe that there's some sense of guidance going on. You guys are from South Florida.
Yep.
Obviously, South Florida has made its mark in the music history books, if you will. Very big from their death metal days. You guys are, you're not a death metal band. You're
we really, like, a lot of people come up to us and they say, like, what are you guys?
Yeah, different things. We've gone death metal, progressive. I don't know how we got death metal. We get thrash quite a lot.
You guys are a thrash band by all intents and purposes.
Right, but
yeah,
we do so many things in our music that, you know, I generally want to say, you know, we're a metal band, but I like to be all over the place. I have a lot of influences.
Let's talk about an influence. You're a tone guy.
I'm a tone guy, that's right.
Who's your influence?
My influence of anybody is Eddie Van Halen.
And you were born when?
And I was born in February 2nd, 1994.
So, excuse my French, what the fuck do you know about Eddie Van Halen?
A lot about Eddie Van Halen. He's from Denmark. He's the greatest guitar player that's ever lived. He has a Marshall Plexi that he started off with and he modded to go to 180 watts. He has a watt attenuator. That he goes 108 watts and then he tones it down, get a really spongy tone.
All right, fuck Eddie Van Halen. What about you? What about you? Eddie Van Halen, so where did that come from? That's an 80s guitar player.
Mm-hmm.
How did you come to
My dad actually showed me this crazy guitar player and he showed me a video. It's actually online right now, you can look it up. Eruption 84 at US Tour. And that blew my mind. I was like, a guitar can do that? And I already was listening to Metallica, but when you say Eddie Van Halen, that's like, damn. I mean, he did a part where he was doing this and it sounded like a helicopter, like that, and that just blew my mind. It was amazing watching Eddie, and then of course you see bands now, and they're shredding, but they got soul. You need to get soul.
The playing, Eddie Van Halen, I mean, obviously he's a great player, great
of course.
songwriter. He was a great entertainer, too.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
Definitely.
He was a great entertainer.
Again, there's going to be those naysayers, there's going to be those people who, first impressions are everything. They see you up on stage. They're not there to see you. They're there to support some other band. They see you, and they're not going to give you the time of day. So, how do a bunch of 18, 19-year-olds go to attract the attention of everybody in the room who's paying attention to something else?
I have two things for that. I mentioned that you need to enjoy what you're doing, and I think that will come out and attract people because I think that's missing a lot. And also visioning. Visioning what you're going to do will, again, it'll come out and you'll have your own aura, a persona, and people will get attracted to that. And you become your own product.
Because my new album out.
Yep. That's right.
Let's talk about that a little bit.
All right.
Let's talk about the recording process.
Do you want to talk about this one?
I would say that the recording process went smooth, really smooth. We sat down. We had an EP out for a while. It was going. We were kind of dragging it a little bit, doing shows, you know, etc. We sat down. And we were like, all right, guys, it's time to make, you know, some songs. We've had already songs back then, but we just sat down and we made them heavier. We made them groovier. We made them thrashier. We sat down. We're like, all right, guys, we're gonna have to make a new album. We're gonna get out there. We have to show what we're about. We sat down and we all said, all right, let's get some contacts together. Let's see who we got. Let's see who we can call up. Our manager called up a guy from the Hit Factory. His name's Paul Trust. We got recommended to him a few times, and we went over there. And first thing we did was talk. You know, obviously we got to talk. We talked about how we want our sound, how everything wants to go, and everything went well. We sat down, we did drums, you know, and then that's how I met a really nice guy. His name is Patrick Johansson. He did some guest tracks on our album, and he did awesome work. Did some drum guidance for me on other songs too, which is great. And he helped us out a lot on that album, and Paul Truss was very he was telling us, like, yeah, we gotta do this and that, but everything went well with that. Really, I would say that the album did go really well with what we
Right.
wanted for the album, the heaviness, the tone, how everything was like perfect.
And we definitely get that a lot, that they listen to it and it sounds like a band that's been playing for a long time. And I agree. I don't think anybody in the band dislikes it. I think we all love it. And I will say this all the time: our music is so good, and not necessarily it has to be good. Well, of course it has to be good, but I definitely would say that it could be on FM radio.
I know that the big comment from our discussion group about it was, you wouldn't have known that it was 19-year-olds that were writing this stuff. And again, we see some pretty good young talent.
There are.
But the biggest problem with that is the same detriment that bands have. It's not about the individual. At that point, you can have a great individual or even a group of great individuals, but for that to actually be molded into the proper chemistry to create the right band is something that's very hard to find. And again, when it comes to critiquing bands, I've researched your band upside down and backwards. And you guys are doing things that are just very professional, which obviously tells me that you have guidance, obviously tells me that it's something that you're very serious about. So,
Right.
I see that right off the top. You've got a great album, sounds great, looks great. So now it's time to tour. I mean, obviously, I'm aware, as the general public now will be, that you guys are going to be doing some of the fall dates on Project Independent.
That's correct.
I know I've seen your calendar. You guys are doing a lot of touring throughout Florida, which Florida's a pretty big state, so that can keep you busy for a while. Spine Shank, some of the other bands, Children of Bodom.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Like Non-Point.
Non-Point.
Yeah.
So you guys are doing some bigger shows, and that's a variety of different bands, different styles of bands. How are you guys getting received by fans? Not necessarily your own friends and fans, but these new faces that opening up for these bigger acts are putting you in front of. What's their reaction to you guys?
Well, I mean, Julio's there. We go on stage and they're like, they do that. They're like, what's this?
They don't even
Like,
know
what? A
anything
bunch of kids came out of a garage. And I look at them, and I don't say anything bad, but I tell them, just watch.
Good.
We play, and then they come up to us, and they always say the same thing. They're like, wow, I did not expect that from the guys your age.
Nor did I.
And it's amazing. And we tell them, here's the CDs and the website, and they're like, you guys are loaded. You got the website, you got Facebook, you got MySpace that nobody cares about. You got YouTube.
Well, they care about it in Europe.
Oh, well, really?
Yeah.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. Well,
That's
you learn
right.
everything every day.
You want to go to Europe?
Yeah, exactly. I'm sorry. Yeah, and that's something I really can't wait for. Vakken. That's gonna be awesome. But back to discussion. We love not necessarily proving people wrong, but showing people that don't go so quick. Just watch the band, no matter what age they are. Don't go so quick. They can be amazing. You just gotta watch.
It's extra incentive.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be real. You guys are rebellious teenagers. Let's not sugarcoat this shit. All right? Hey, man, I know at my age, you tell me I can't do something, my first response is going to be, fuck you off. And it all started right here. It all started with me being exactly the guys that you are sitting there. And a lot of that happens through art. And that's the beautiful thing about music.
Yep.
It's art, it's expression, it's creativity. And when it comes to this program, that's really all that we want. If that comes out and is a positive thing, even better. But if it's a negative thing, but allows you to to save $60 going down to the local shrinks, hey, whatever.
Whatever.
Whatever you guys got to do. I'm deeply into it, guys. And again, the age thing, yeah, you're gonna have your naysayers. I was one of them. What the hell are these kids doing? but every once in a while, you run across an Ornimental. So there they are, guys. It's Ornimental. You can find them at ornimental.com. They're out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. They're going to be doing some touring on the Project Independent Tour this fall. They are a PIA band. Check them out at projectindependent.net under our PIA page. They're the youngsters of our organization. So, hey, man, they're the fucking future of America. Don't go away. We'll be right back. We got some more young bands we want to introduce to you. Be right back. And welcome back to the pit. On this episode, we're talking to some younger bands, some kids that are right out of high school, and they're just trying to, make their path through this industry. A lot of them don't really know what the fuck's going on, but through the program, through allowing them to network with some of the more veteran bands, we're hoping that we can accomplish a little bit more knowledge in that regard through this program. Today, I'm joined from the guys from A Deadly Wish, San Pedro, California. I've got Jesse Riggy, vocalist, Jared Antolin on bass, and Remy Brunoni on guitar. You guys are from San Pedro, California. Guys, welcome to the pit.
What's going on?
How are you?
Good.
Pretty good.
San Pedro, California. For those people that don't know, the harbor area of Los Angeles. That's what you guys call home, huh?
Yes, sir.
What's that all about? Is that kind of its own identity, or is that just another part of what is the vast Los Angeles metal scene?
No, Remy?
I don't know. Well, San Pedro is, I don't know. That place is, I grew up there all my life, and it's pretty much home to me. It's beautiful. I love it. It's by the ocean. The guys around there with the music scene is pretty big. I know the guys from This Blood Runs Black. Those guys are my homies. They're from around there. They're pretty big. I'm pretty sure everybody knows them. And I don't know, I've been influenced by a lot of people from around there. Got quite a big group of guys.
Well, that's part of that whole South Bay area.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
One of our founding bands is from the South Bay, Irate. You guys know them?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
These guys are good.
Been around for a while.
Yeah.
Probably old enough to be your fathers at the time. Maybe not.
Hey, this guy.
Maybe you. Maybe you. What's your story, man? You're a youngster. Talk to us. Tell us about you.
Well, I wasn't an original member of the band. I actually was in another band, and I was at one of these guys' shows, and I met them, and I thought they were really cool people. I dug their music, and they hit me up maybe, what was it, back in April? March?
Yeah.
May-ish. They needed a bassist, and they asked me if I could step up, and I said, hell yeah. And
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So you had mentioned this not being your first band. How old are you?
I'm 18. Just turned 18.
So just out of high school?
Yeah.
Just out and saying, fuck it, man. Here I am, world, hear me roar.
Pretty much.
How's that working out for you?
It's good. It's going good.
What do you know about this industry? What is it about this? Is it just your ambition to want to be a musician, or I mean, well, where are you coming at from this?
That's pretty much how it started. I took an interest in music in general pretty young. I got into woodwinds in middle school, and since then, I don't know, music's just always been a part of my life. This helps a lot.
And again, I only asked because earlier we had Ornimental on, and again, this is a PIA band. This is a band who has gone through the program, and they're pro. They're young. We don't expect pro from a band that young.
Yeah.
And again, you guys are young too, and I've kind of been watching you develop, being here in LA as well, and I see you guys going towards that route of professionalism. Jesse, how long have you been doing this?
About 5, maybe 6 years.
How many bands have you been a part of?
3.
In regards to, comparatively speaking, those bands, how does this one pan out as far as where you guys are, how much you've accomplished, how much you feel you've gotten your shit together over that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, the other 2 bands were pretty much just like pre-game. You know what I mean? It's just to let you know what's going on. And this thing, we've been going at it for 5-6 years now. Member, losing member after member after member, getting new members. So.
And the name of the band's always been A
Yeah, it's
Deadly
been
Wish?
A Deadly Wish, yes.
So it's just been a matter of finding the right
Yeah,
combination.
Yeah.
Chemistry.
And chemistry.
We need
Yeah.
chemistry.
Very important. Let's talk about that real quick. You guys are currently in search of a new member.
Yes.
You just
Yeah.
lost your percussionist, your drummer, correct?
Yes.
Sir.
So what does a band in your situation do? You've been writing material, you've been recording, you've been touring, and not just local stuff. I mean, you guys made a stretch to Texas. You guys did a lot of that stuff. I don't know. What do you do? What do you do when you lose your drummer? What do you do in the meantime? I mean, obviously you're looking for a new drummer, but
yeah.
What do you do?
But I sit there and
Say fucking get shit done.
Yeah, we still work forward. We push forward.
And
You
still
can't
write
just
music.
stop and think, oh my God, we've lost a drummer. No, you gotta push forward, find a new one. I mean, there's always somebody that's gonna be there behind the kit. You never know. You gotta find the right guy. I mean, gotta keep going with it.
We're actually moving forward
Yeah.
as we're moving backwards. You know, we lost a drummer,
Yep.
but we're recording new stuff right now. We're putting new stuff out. We're actually a lot better stuff than our old CD.
Yeah,
So
this is
we're
like
actually
this is a step
progressing
above.
rather than not. We just need to find somebody to fill those shoes. You know. So
yeah,
it's a hard journey to find that person.
It is hard.
it is, man.
It's
You-
not easy.
No, and I
It's
think
not.
a lot of people want to know why bands don't succeed. It's because, well, first you have to show longevity because these breakups happen all the time, and who the fuck wants to invest in a bunch of kids that are going to be fighting and
Right.
at ends with each other tomorrow? You know, and so from that standpoint, you guys have that battle in front of you because again, you're young, and because of that, it's anticipated that you are immature. That's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the way that society perceives you, and now you're trying to take your art into a business arena. And yeah, dude, that's gonna be definitely a detriment, a hurdle for you to overcome. It's not a hurdle that you can't overcome,
Yeah.
No, definitely.
but a hurdle nonetheless. So you guys will get an opportunity to perform. You'll get an opportunity to make sure that your business is straight. From a professional standpoint, we've established over the course of the last few episodes that when we compare bands to each other, we do so in a fashion not of national, regional, and local, but of professional or non-professional. So in order for a band to reach that level of professionalism, what is it that you youngsters feel is necessary for your band to accomplish that?
Everybody being on the same page,
Yeah, definitely.
wanting the same goals. Everybody needs to work together instead of clashing, you know? Everybody needs to just mesh together. If that doesn't happen, nothing works. I mean, you need to invest in your band. You can't just expect somebody to hand you over a wad of cash and there you go, you're gonna be on top. Nah, you gotta work. You gotta push forward, you gotta work together. I mean, chemistry, you need to have it all.
We're really past the point of somebody, you know, waiting for somebody to come help us.
Yeah.
We're just gonna do everything by ourselves. We're
We're
gonna do
gonna
our
take
merch
it.
by ourselves. You know, if people don't like us, well, you know, that's what, you know, their opinion.
That's their
You know,
Yep.
we do it for really,
It's standing
you know,
line.
us. You know, I don't really do. I really do it for myself. You know, and then the fans come second, obviously. You know, because why would I do it if I didn't want to do it? You know what I mean? Like.
So it sounds from a business perspective as though you guys have your heads on pretty straight. When it comes to the music, again, I've had the opportunity to listen to that because I'm here in the local LA area and have worked with you guys in the past. Good, high energy stuff, exactly what would be expected from a metalcore band. But again, I think you guys know as well as I do when it comes to metalcore and the whole scene that surrounds that, that's all about the live energy. What can a fan expect if they've never come and seen a Deadly Wish? What can they expect for the first time?
They can expect the show.
A lot of energy.
A lot of energy.
We'll give it our all.
Yeah.
I give it my all. These guys, they'll tell you they give it their all.
Damn, crunch status.
We're down to our fullest potential. We try. We don't go out and slack at all. You know.
We let our music come to life. Pretty much. It's a show. It's not just 5 guys standing on the stage
Nope.
strumming their guitars and, you know, singing into a little microphone.
Moving around.
We're up there. We
jumping
get involved
around.
with our audience because it's what we like to do. Like, who goes to a show to stand there and just go, oh.
Yeah.
One last question, fellas. Before I let you go, I'm going to make you think on this one. What separates a Deadly Wish from every other metalcore band out there?
Well, I've come to notice a few things actually. When I go to a show, we're the first band there. We stay there the whole time. We support every band there, even though it may not sound good, but I mean, still, they're a musician. You gotta stay there and appreciate what they're doing because that's what you're there to do that, to appreciate music, get this music scene going. Everybody knows if your community doesn't work with you, what's the point of going to a show? I mean, I've been to shows where there's nobody there and I'm sitting there, I'm watching the band on stage because I appreciate what they're doing. They're there to do the same thing I'm doing, play my music. We want to get our music out there. If there's nobody there at a show, you're not going to get your music noticed. To me, I just you need to be there and support. That's
Jess and Jared?
But I believe it's more about the music. You know what I mean? We're good guys. We're good guys to hang out with.
Yep.
You know, we'll come up and say what's up to you. We're not the kind of guys that'll be like, oh, we're better than you. We play better music than you. Doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like, people are people. You know, like, it just comes down to sometimes other people are just like, oh, I'm too good for you. You know what I mean? I ain't even gonna watch you. You're just, you know. Comes down to you gotta have heart.
It's like
You gotta have heart, you know.
Anything you care to add?
I mean, I feel like we're open to experiments. Like, we're open with our music. We're not just set on one site. Like, what you heard in the last album is not what you're going to hear entirely in this next album. So, musically, we're open-minded. We like to keep our options open.
As should a bunch of 18, 19, 20-year-olds.
Of course.
I mean, there's going to be a sense of self-exploration that's going to, you know, kind of mold you a little bit, tailor your edges, so to speak.
Yeah.
You guys will go through that. So basically, correct me if I'm wrong in recapping, just from what I gather anyway, a bunch of rowdy, aggressive teenagers, a little pissed off about shit, but when all is said and done, hey man, we're just a bunch of cool California cats that came to fucking rock out, drink some beer, smoke some pot, and have a good time.
there you go.
Huh?
All right.
Well, that's what you'd expect from a San Pedro band, right? There you go. They're a Deadly Wish. They're from right here in the South Bay, San Pedro, California. And you know what, man? The typical Southern California attitude, man. All about putting your shit out there on stage. But, man, when you get off the stage, you turn the ball cap around backwards, you kick back, and it's all about chilling the fuck out. So, hey, a different perspective from another young band. Nonetheless, they're out there busting tail to make sure that you know that they exist. That's it for our show. We've had a great show. The local boys from A Deadly Wish. The guys that traveled all the way from Miami in Ornimental. And I got nothing else to say about it. So until next time, keep your feet on the ground and your horns in the sky.